And I want to turn to the other side of the gun debate. A pizzeria owner in Virginia Beach is giving customers a 15% discount if they bring in their firearms. That's right. You get a cheap pizza if you come in armed to the teeth. Not surprisingly, I'm not a huge fan of this idea, so I want to debate it with Jay Lays, the owner of All Around Pizzas and Deli. So, Mr. Lays, explain to me why this is not as dumb as I think it is.
This is not a dumb idea because the majority of gun holders are responsible people. As you can see behind me, the majority of people behind me are gun holders, and there's no death or shooting going on.
Right, but why do you want your pizzeria full of people armed to the teeth?
It actually makes me feel more safe.
Why?
It makes me feel more safe because these are responsible people. And if a criminal decides to do anything funny, I have these people to back me up.
How do you know the people that have come in to get your discount aren't mentally ill or criminals?
I guess because they can walk in on their own 2 feet and they drove here.
So people who can walk on their own 2 feet and who can drive a car are not mentally ill or criminals?
They're innocent until they're proven guilty.
I mean, here's my argument with you. You say you're doing this to support the Second Amendment. What do you think is happening to the Second Amendment?
I think it's being eroded. The Second Amendment says it shall not be infringed, yet in 1934, Franklin Roosevelt signed the first National Firearms Act. And ever since then, he opened up Pandora's box, and we've slowly been seeing our rights be eliminated. And of course, we've seen Obama talk about forcing us to register our guns, and that always precedes confiscation, because what they want us to do is volunteer the information that we have a gun, and that just lets them go directly to our house and collect our gun.
Well, actually what he's doing, as you well know, is trying to shut down the loopholes precisely for the reasons that I put to you, that you haven't got a clue who is bringing these guns into your pizza place. You don't have a clue. But do you know anybody under President Obama right now, who's the president, as you know, do you know anybody that he's asked to remove their gun, to confiscate their gun?
Personally, I don't know them.
Right, because the point is, you see, President Obama doesn't want to take away anybody's gun. It's a complete myth. There's not a single proposal for any confiscation of a single weapon. But well, the point is, he's the president, and the law he's trying to put through the 35
he might not want to take away the guns.
Not one of them involves confiscation.
Future presidents might want to take away our guns.
You are quite happy for American civilians to march into your restaurant with rocket launchers, arriving in armed tanks and perhaps carrying a few Uzi submachine guns. Is that your position?
Well, the thing is, I don't trust our government, and they out firepower we the people. Even with the weapons that we have right now that are legal, if they were decided to wage war on the people itself, we would lose in a heartbeat. And now they want us just to have shotguns. That makes it even easier for them to do what they want. Now,
right, so what you're saying is that the... Okay, let me clarify again, because it's important to understand what you're saying. You believe that your government, current President Barack Obama, may well attack its own people. How are they going to do that? With the American military or without the American military?
Well, it really isn't our government that I'm worried about. It's something bigger than our government. It's the United Nations.
Okay, now, so the United Nations is about to attack American people. Which part of the United Nations do you think is about to launch an attack on the greatest military power that the planet Earth has ever seen, that has 5,000 nuclear warheads? Which part of the world do you imagine is right now marshalling its troops to invade America?
I'm not saying they are going to do that. I'm saying we need the Second Amendment as insurance against them trying anything funny.
How many of your customers share your views, do you think?
I couldn't tell you a number on that.
I would imagine that the profits you're making from this extremely cynical commercial exercise involving armed people who you've no idea who they are coming to your restaurant will perk up your profits nicely. And that's why you're doing it, to make money, isn't it?
I am trying to make money because that will how it's supposed to work is I can save money, and then I could use it later in life to support me when I put my work into society.
Right, but your failure to make enough money has got nothing to do with your liberty. You are living in one of the great free countries of the world. It's got nothing to do with your liberty.
Right.
And the fact is that there are already 50 gun control measures in America, and they're all imminently sensible. But America has 12,000 gun murders a year, 18,000 people kill themselves with guns every year, 100,000 Americans get hit by gunfire every year, and every statistic you could possibly see would tell you that when you have a house or a room, or dare I say it, your current restaurant, with loads of guns around, accidents happen and people get shot and killed. That's the reality.
That's
it
right.
doesn't make anything safer. It makes things more dangerous.
Accidents do happen. I mean, that's life. That's what we have to deal with is accidents happen. And there are bad people. There are people on drugs that don't have any control over their body. But we have to deal with it because that's real life. We can't... car accidents happen every day. People lose their life. It's a tragedy, but it's something that we have to live with.
How many people have been shot in your restaurant since you've owned it?
0.
0. So actually there's been no gun threat to your restaurant whatsoever. The only threat now is because you're encouraging all these people who may or may not be criminals or mentally insane people to come in armed to the teeth with weapons. The likelihood of there being an accident in your place or somebody doing something stupid has just massively increased. So actually, rather than making your restaurant safer, going from 0 shootings, you have now raised a massively higher probability of there being a shooting in your restaurant. And that is why I called you an idiot the other night, because it's an idiotic premise to work off that somehow going from no shootings in your restaurant to encouraging everybody in the area without any way of checking who they are to come in armed to the teeth is going to make your restaurant safer. And it's exactly the kind of attitude that is unfortunately causing America the most hideous gun violence problems. Mr. Lays, good luck with your promotion. I hope it fails spectacularly. Thank you for joining me.
Okay. Thank you.
Quite extraordinary. Anyway, from an idea I hate to an idea I love, hip-hop mogul Michael Blue Williams has a plan to get guns off the streets of New York. He's creating a private gun buyback program, offering mentorships and even a chance at Beyoncé tickets to anyone who turns in a gun.